Hi, folks. I'm Jamie Hiles.
I'm Lydia Judy.
I'm Derek Master.
This is Scream Bloody Movies, the podcast where we review a horror movie each week. We go over the horror news. And guys, today we are traveling all the way to Germany, at least in the film, where we are experiencing Robert Edgar's ode to Nosferatu, his 2024 remake. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
I'll tell you in 10 minutes.
Sounds good. We'll know more then. I am doing well as well, and I'm ready, excited to talk about tonight's movie. But first, guys, it's Comic-Con week, in case you haven't noticed. So I have some horror news,
Nice.
and some of it may be pertinent to us. First, one of the things I want to talk about that's not on the agenda, so to speak, but it is, we should mention it, is at the time we're recording this, Ozzy had passed away about a week ago, close to, and we just wanted to give a shout out to the Lord of Darkness because of what he meant to music, metal music, to the horror genre, and to just us personally. He's the godfather of metal, guys. So sad day when Ozzy passed. I am so glad that I got the beginning, the end. I got the end pay-per-view. My dad and we watched Ozzy play his last set live. Who would have known 2 weeks later he was actually going to leave us? So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You guys say if you want to say anything about Ozzy as well, you can.
I'm not a huge metal fan. I do like a lot of his music, and it is sad. A legend has passed. 25 will go down as the legend slayer, I guess.
Yeah, it has been so far.
There's one more.
It's just more. Right there, Death. Just do it, Grim Reaper. You know you want to.
Just do it. Just do it. Death, come on.
We're waiting. Lydia, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I love Ozzy so much. Ozzy's always been in my life because my dad was a huge Ozzy fan since he was a kid. And it's like hard to find words to even describe how much he meant to like me and my family. And I know to a lot of other people's families, like he's just something special, and it's just heartbreaking to lose him. He's one of those people that's like you just really feel like he's gonna live forever.
Yeah, so, I mean, even when we knew how sick he was,
yeah,
he couldn't walk anymore.
Yeah,
or at least not well enough to get around. I mean, he had to sit in the throne for his final performance, but he powered through. Was off all the medication that he had to be on. He didn't take any of it because it kind of makes him drowsy, and he wanted to be clear and present for that concert. So who knows what pain he was going through just to give us one last performance. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and I'm just thankful that we have his music to remember him and inspire us, because he was just a true artist in that regard.
Absolutely. I also knew how to
Oh, go ahead, Lydia. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, so, if you think about all of the things he lived through, in his life, he battled addiction in his life, and just, what a life. What a life.
Yeah, especially from, coming as a poor, lower class family, that, factory workers in England, to, the pinnacle of his profession is pretty incredible. And who would have thought those 4 guys in Black Sabbath came from nothing and became Black Sabbath? That's incredible. Incredible stuff.
It is incredible.
He knew how to pick guitar players as well. I mean, some of the best guitar players of all time were Ozzy guitar players. Randy Rhoads especially. But guys, it's not all doom and gloom, because I have some pretty cool bit of horror news here. And let's start with this one here. Osgood Perkins gave us a little update on his involvement with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Remember, we had talked about this a while back. Do you remember that? So he said, my producing partner and I definitely just paused.
I did that accidentally. I thought I hit my mic.
So I have no idea where I was.
Yeah, we were 5 minutes in.
Well, I mean, what I was talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I know. I would start over the Texas Chainsaw.
Okay, just start the whole
and then
thing
we'll
over.
cut that piece. Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, we talked about it earlier, but Osgood Perkins had put his name in for the new sequel for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So he said he met with the writer and the rights holder, Ken Henkel, who did also wrote and directed the horrible Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, which we'll get into. I mean, God love him, but that's a fucking brutal one. But he says that he met with them, and that they had a take on it. They pitched it, and that that everything's lovely with them. So right now, what we know is that nobody's really attached yet, but he's definitely still vying for it. Of course, other people that supposedly talked was Jordan Peele, Glenn Powell, Taylor Sheridan. I think. What do you guys think? I think Osgood Perkins would be a pretty interesting choice for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like they care about it a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, we've not seen him do a straight up slasher. His movies have been, slightly, obviously more off keel. We've only reviewed one on the podcast so far, which was Long Legs. So he's definitely got an eye, but I don't know. I think that'd be pretty interesting. This is pretty cool, Lydia. You'd get a kick out of this. But Dark Horse, or I'm sorry, not Dark Horse, IDW comic book publishing is putting out a new comic book sequel to Sleepy Hollow called Return to Sleepy Hollow, which hits bookshelves on October 29th. So it's a follow-up to Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow.
Nice.
It's written by Casey Gilly, who is an Eisner Award winner and also did the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics. But apparently it is... the plot is Ichabod has now built a name for himself as a debunker of occult claims across the world. He receives a frantic letter urging him back to Sleepy Hollow to investigate a string of unexplainable murders. This reunites him with his now estranged love, Katrina. Together, they will uncover the truth of Sleepy Hollow's origins and the roots that connect them all. That sounds fun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously won't get a actual sequel to that film. So a comic book adaptation sequels is the best you can get, and I think that'd be fun. I enjoyed that universe, right?
Yeah.
We have reviewed that for this show.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Love it. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's a great one. And it's interesting that they're continuing, because they could have easily just made Headless Horseman comic book, but to tie it directly in, that's pretty fun. Guess what, Lydia?
What?
I got some more action figure reviews. You ready? Got some new action figures.
Let's see it. Uh-oh.
We got the Halloween Resurrection.
He looks like he got caught, doing something.
Yep, caught red-handed, literally.
That's what he does.
That's so funny.
He always looks perpetually surprised. Look at those eyebrows.
Yeah, really in this one, though, it's even worse, because it looks like his eyes are, really wide open, huh?
dude. And I mean, that is an accurate representation of how that mask looks. I mean, that's the mold.
Mm-hmm.
It was a horrible mask. And here's the Burt one at the end. It comes with the tripod, pumpkin, and then this little stupid doll that they put in there to freak everybody out. And here's the whole set that they came out with. You know, the Halloween 6, 7, and 8. That's pretty cool, though, right? I mean, they're well done, NECA.
Yeah.
Figures.
I just watched Halloween last night.
The first Halloween?
Yeah.
Good. I was hoping it wasn't going to be Resurrection.
No, it wasn't Resurrection.
Nobody just puts that on for just the hell of it.
We did talk about Resurrection, though, a little bit.
Yeah. John Carpenter's Halloween is, the best movie ever made. So, there's that. And then, guys, one last piece of horror news. Ready? We have a new Friday the 13th film and video game in early development. Finally. Oh. So, Horror Inc. Vice President Robbie Barasamian confirmed that the new sequel and video game are in early development. He says, I can tell you a new sequel movie and a new sequel game are top of the list. It's where most of our energy is going right now. And I can tell you we're finally in a position to deliver on that. While we're not officially announcing with our partners today, both are coming. They're both in the works and they're both coming. We also have Crystal Lake, which is coming, which of course we know that we cast a young Jason and there is a cameo from an adult Jason. So don't expect you're getting your Jason fix there. But also the teaser for the Sweet Revenge short film is out as well. So we don't have anything concrete, and I'm sure they've been trying to make a Friday the 13th movie for a while. But this is the first confirmation we have of anything. And we're actually getting some content. So that is not all bad, right?
Yeah, that's awesome news. I mean, holy cow, I wish all these other horror franchises would be putting this much effort in.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is, out of all of the horror, like the classic slashers, out of all the franchises, Halloween is the most active because we just got a brand new trilogy of those, and they're already working on what the next iteration of Michael Myers as we speak. So they're ahead of everybody. We haven't had a new Friday the 13th since 2008.
Yeah, that is insane.
2009. We
did have the game.
We did have the game. Yes, and that satiated some appetite. And we haven't had a new Nightmare on Elm Street since 2010, and we haven't had any sort of media since then.
Yeah.
So that's the one we need. But I would love to see Jason on this big screen again. The fact that it's been that long is kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
Depressing.
It really is.
So that wraps up the horror news, guys. I don't have to ask you this because I know the answer. Usually I say, picture it. It's 2024. And where was the first time that you watched Nosferatu? But I know the answer to this because the three of us all went to the movies together to see this.
In Kokomo.
In Kokomo, yep. So we went and saw it all together, sat together, experienced it together, talked about it afterwards together. So this is my first time watching this since then. Have any of you guys seen it since the theater?
No. I haven't. Which is shocking.
Yeah, me too. I just never got around to either picking up the 4K or watching it. I almost watched it a couple months back when it was on Peacock because it was there, and I was like, "Oh, I really want to watch that." But it's decently long. It's over 2 hours. It's not like 2.5 hours or anything. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think 2 hours and 14 minutes. Yeah. So it's decently long. So you have to stretch out the time, and I have to watch a new one of these every week. So there's that. Yeah. But guys, so this is my first time rewatching it too, and where do you want to start? I think we should start with the look of this movie, right?
Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right?
Yes,
Right?
dude.
Yeah.
The look of this movie is maybe my favorite thing in the whole world.
It's gorgeous cinematography.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's gorgeous cinematography by Jaron Blaschke, and it looks incredible. From the first, frame to the last, it's kind of a visual feast. It looks really good, just like all of Robert Eggers' movies. I mean, that's what they are known for: their visuals,
Yeah.
their visual storytelling, and also their language. That's another thing we can talk about is the the um, the authenticity that uh, Robert Eggers tries to bring to every movie he makes. He's not so much just a filmmaker, but he's also a researcher. On top of
Yes.
that, so he didn't so much care about everybody's accents, obviously, because we have people speaking almost in American accents, if like Willem Dafoe, and then everybody else is British. That was a classic. He did that as an homage to the Hammer films, where
Mm-hmm.
no matter where it was set, everybody spoke with a British accent. But like the dialogue in this thing is pretty great too, right? Flowery
Yeah.
language,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ugh, I love it.
especially some of the stuff that you know Lily Rose Depp gets to say is some great stuff. I think she's able to like kind of really dig into some interesting places. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so this movie is essentially it's Dracula. It's the same story we've. This will be like our third time doing this story. Essentially,
Basically.
it's it's the same story, just with little tweaks and with different style, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nosferatu, little history lesson if you don't know, um, was an unauthorized adaptation of Dracula. Um, F.W. Murnau shot and made this movie, in Germany in the 1920s, which is wild. And, didn't get the rights to it. So it's basically, they're like, well, let's change Dracula to a different name. Let's change this to that. That'll avoid copyright. It's not how it works. You're still literally telling the same story. So it's pretty much beat for beat Dracula, just different in enough ways that make it interesting. So Robert Eggers, as a young man, had seen Nosferatu, and it changed him. It like basically he saw an old dirty VHS of it, so he thought it was the scariest thing he could ever see. And his lifelong goal was to make this movie, and you can feel that. I mean, and when he was in high school, he did a play of this movie of Nosferatu, where they built the set to make it look like it was black and white. Everybody wore white makeup. So he was like obsessed
What?
with this movie. Yeah, yeah. This has been a passion project for him. This is the
That's
one film
wild.
that he always wanted to make. You know, so you can feel the love almost in every frame. And
You really
the
can. And I
so the
appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
so the story, like I said, is Dracula, but with different names. So this one, of course, has more in common with Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is the other one that the Stoker version that we reviewed. Because we've done what, 4 Dracula? This will be our 4th Dracula, essentially. Because we did
Yeah,
we
basically.
did the original Todd Browning's Dracula. We did Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, and we did the '79 version of Dracula with Frank Langella, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and we did Dracula Dead and Loving It, if you want to count
Oh,
that.
so yeah, so this would be the 5th Dracula, technically.
Yeah.
You know, uh, but Bram Stoker's Dracula and this have a very similar DNA because they're both pulling directly from Stoker's novel, as opposed to you know uh, the Dracula, the Bela Lugosi one, the Todd Browning, and then its '79 counterpart. take bits from the novel, but they also take most of it from a play by John L. Balderston. I know you guys don't really care about this shit, but I'm just my film brain's going. But you know, they took a lot of it from this play. They optioned the play, and it was more of like a drawing room kind of story. And they did that so it wouldn't cost astronomical amounts of money to travel across the country and do this big sprawling epic, which is what the novel is. So they streamlined it. But Nosferatu. So we got to talk about these performances, guys, because they're dynamite. They're dynamite. So we first meet Ellen Utter at you know, she's the first character we see on screen, and she calls out to the darkness because she's, you know, she's different. She has a foot in both worlds. So she feels lonely. She feels like nobody else. And she desperately needs somebody to connect with. So she calls out to the darkness, and the darkness answers. And it's, you know, our favorite mustachioed dick swinger. But we don't quite see him yet. We see a flash of him at the beginning, and he's creepy. But we don't fully see him or experience his performance yet. But guys, Lily Rose Depp in this movie is phenomenal.
Yes, she's
is. Like so good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the commitment she puts into it. I mean, not only she plays the vulnerability and the fear of you know, Thomas leaving, and what that could mean for everything. She plays the loneliness and aching of being in these two worlds, and she does this great physical stuff when she's like kind of doing her sleepwalker, her symbolism in sleepwalking, and she does all this like kind of contortion stuff. She's a revelation, this guys.
Yeah.
What do you think?
She, like, the depth of emotion that you get from her is, it's scary in its own right, just as she's playing it, because that feeling that she's feeling is such a deep and scary thing alone, you know. It's so cool. I love watching her performance in this.
What say you, Derek?
Yeah. No, I second that. I'm trying to think of something else that she had been in other than the one
Yoga
movie
Hosers?
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I was about to say Yoga Hosers. Yeah. That's probably the only thing I've seen her in.
Yeah.
Just to think of, like, you know, what her performance was like, that's really not a good gauge of.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
But
no,
no,
not at all.
she rocked it. Like, she made this role hers for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, what's also interesting about this version, which we'll get into a little bit more, is that the you know, this version of Nosferatu specifically, but of the Dracula stories in general, this version is the one that puts the most. I mean, besides maybe the Francis Ford Coppola movie, this one gives the Ellen / you know, you know, Mina role a agency.
Yeah.
She, you know, she's the driving force of the movie, and she has complete agency, and she is like not in control the whole time, obviously, but she's the one that takes control, and it's really her story.
Yes.
And so he put that bent on it, and like I said, the one that comes closest is, you know, the Francis Ford Coppola one, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, which they made it more of a romance,
right?
Obviously, but she also still has enough agency that she's the one that kills Dracula, and she, you know, she's the one that makes that last step, as opposed to either Van Helsing coming in and or Jonathan Harker doing something. But for the first part of this movie, we don't really follow Ellen. We cut back and forth to her. But we really follow Thomas Hutter, played by Nicholas Hoult, who is also incredible because Nicholas Hoult is just always incredible. He's never not good.
Yeah, he is truly, truly, really very good in this movie. Like all of these actors are great, but he is like he's got something. This kid, he's got it. You know,
this Nick Holt. It's only like he's been acting since he was 9 or something.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Like the amount of fear he shows in his scenes with Orlok is incredible. Like, you really believe that this guy is about to fucking shit his pants.
Yeah.
And is like, he's tearing up and just, it's so good, right?
He does such a fantastic job. It's insane. It's insane. Every shot of his face, I couldn't look away. I was like, oh my gosh, dude.
Well, yeah, he also has like the most piercing blue eyes that you'll ever see. So that helps. What do you think, Derek?
Oh, I agree. I mean, we have recently seen his skills in the New Adventures of Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Nice.
no, he's a great. I mean, yeah, you can't say enough.
He's phenomenal. And while we're talking about it, yeah, I'm gonna say it here, and I don't care who is upset by it, but it's the truth. Nicholas Holt's the best live action Lex Luthor.
Nice.
Hands down. What do you think, Derek?
I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to agree with you. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to agree with you.
I'm an expert at this time. I
was trying to think of the
Superman several times.
Yeah, the Lex Luthors over the world. Over time, and
you have Gene Hackman, who's great.
Mm-hmm.
You have Michael
Kevin
Rosenbaum,
Spacey,
who's great. Kevin Spacey was solid, and then you have Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, Jesse's probably the worst. I would say Spacey is second. Dude, I really I like Rosenbaum's.
No, he's great
portrayal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say Nicholas Holt probably has surpassed.
Yeah,
he's probably number one.
He's just that character, but he's great in this, and I love those scenes of him just traveling to Orlok's castle.
Mm-hmm.
I love this stuff.
Too.
Like just seeing
the one with the gypsies,
seeing the folklore mountains, of the gypsies, seeing the mountains,
the woods, the snow,
the little village. Yeah, and then watching the whole like folklore, him watching them stab a corpse to make sure that it's not a vampire, and this whole thing, and as a naked woman rides on a horse, you're just like, what is going on? You're feeling what he's feeling. What? And so he's already, by the time he gets to Orlok's castle, like kind of, by the time he gets picked up by the coach, he's already kind of like, like kind of fucked up about what's going on here. And then we get that cool scene with the actual, when he gets picked up by the chariot and stuff. It's really cool, right? The carriage scene, because it's like otherworldly. He's like kind of transmitted, doesn't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then he arrives at the castle, which gives us a perfect time to talk about a couple different things I want to touch on here. The first, of course, being Count Orlok. And not only let's talk everything about Orlok. His design, his voice, Bill Skarsgård's performance. What do you guys think of Count Orlok?
Dude, I don't know how they could have done it any better, honestly.
I do think that Bill has kind of turned into a character actor. Like, he is the roles that he's taken on, that he's really been super impactful. Like, they are otherworldly. And I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how he was going to translate, but my God.
Yeah.
I would not want to meet that guy.
Yeah.
In a dark room.
I feel like there's no Bill in this performance at all.
I agree.
It's just Nosferatu. It's just Count Orlok. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. As a young actor, he was in a TV series on Netflix, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hemlock Grove.
Hemlock Grove, yeah. I'll be honest with you. When I watched that, I wasn't sure about his acting chops. Jamie and I had a conversation. I think Jamie feels differently, but I wasn't sure. I have 100% done a complete 180. He's got the goods, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's incredible in this. The voice that 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 he perfected to
Mm-hmm.
go as low as it doesn't. I can't even begin to mimic it, but he gets that gravelly at like the lowest possible register to spit out these lines, and you're just like, wow, what are you? What? How's that even possible? And his presence, and then the makeup effects that they have on him, the design of Orlok is great because you can see some of the original design. They put some
Yes.
bits of the Max Shrek version of Count Orlok. There's little bits of it, the ears, and what have you, but they made him way more terrifying and way scarier because Max Shrek now is fucking silly looking. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's so unscary that he just appears in SpongeBob.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so it's like Nosferatu flipping on the light switch.
Yes. Love it. Hashling slasher.
Yep.
Night shift. I think the episode.
Yep.
All timer.
But yeah, it's a great one. But the design they picked is, like I said, it borrows elements from that, but he also makes him look like, when I was doing research into the movie and watching interviews and reading about it and what have you, with Robert Eggers, and Bill Skarsgård, the kind of idea was that he was this kind of Romanian nobility.
Mm-hmm.
He's from nobility. That he is a count. So they gave him, the mustache, because a lot of when you look at, like, even like if you go and look at like Vlad the Impaler, right? He's got a big mustache. That was like the Romanian, that was the thing to have, and especially if you're a regal person. And then the hair, same thing. They all had that same hair, so they kept the crate, gave him just that piece of hair that flows down. But all these little choices, and then them like kind of translating best of their ability this dialect that he speaks into himself. But guys, as great as all of that stuff is, what really, really makes the Count Orlok introduction scene so scary is two different things. Well, directing in cinematography. So where we are actually, what we're allowed to see and what we're not allowed to see, and the sound design.
Mm-hmm.
Because the sound design, I don't know if you guys remember when we saw this in theaters.
Yes.
And that
how
when
could we
just
forget?
Hear his voice booming over those speakers, and I experienced it on my sound system when I rewatched it this weekend. But it's like, and you're just hearing the creaks and the cracks and just the boomingness of it.
The breathing, even is very like growling, and
yeah,
so cool,
guys.
So cool.
It's so good, right?
It's so good. It's so scary.
Yeah, if you put yourself in that position, that'd be beyond terrifying, right?
Yes.
Can you imagine?
No.
You're like, well, I gotta sell this house, and you walk in, and he's like, he's all that shit that we just said. And you're like, this is where I parked my car. I gotta go.
Yeah, and I genuinely think like the fear is just like you feel it because of Nicholas Holt's performance too.
Oh, 100%. He sells it so bad. He sells
it. You're like, this is the most terrifying thing you will ever see in your entire life.
And and the fact that like how he tiptoes around different, the way he speaks to him and the way that Orlok interacts with him and says stuff like, like, you will address me as my lord, because that is my title and everything. And he just means, yes, my lord. And looking down, you're like, oh my God, he's terrified of him. And then when he wants to leave because he's obviously, been fed on and he's not feeling well, he's like, can I go? And he's like, nah, you should stay here. And he's like, but I must protest. He's like, you will do this and heed my counsel. I'm like, I would have waited for that fucker to go to bed and I would have dipped.
Yeah.
I would have just dipped.
Well, and he tries.
He tries. But
like
then
any sane person would.
And then he's like, but maybe I should go and open this door. They're like, nope.
That's how all the mistakes are made. I
Just
wonder
would
what's down here.
I fucking climbed the wall. Been running. But yeah, dude, let's talk about that scene real quick because it's a important one where it's a cool one where he realizes that Orlok is a vampire, is Nosferatu. When he finds him in the and this is why we've been mentioning big dicks this whole time, is because he's just laying in his coffin naked, gross, like just like
decaying in areas,
decaying, and yeah, and then he like freaking pops up because he tries to, he sees him, and instead of just running away, he decides to try to kill him, which was not the greatest choice, and he pays for it. He lives to tell the tale.
Yes.
But that scene, pretty cool, right?
Yeah. When he stands up out of that freaking casket or coffin or whatever,
yeah,
and he just, he looks like an animal. Like he stands up and he's like 10 feet tall. Like
imposing.
He's so scary.
Yeah.
I feel like putting clothes on him would have made it less feel like that, like wild animal. Feral.
Right, less feral. Correct.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think that was the decision. Well, I mean, look, a lot of people like to sleep nude. Orlok's a nude sleeper. He's like, I like to free ball.
Yeah.
I like to feel the breeze on my twig and berries.
And it's not like he didn't have like something to keep him warm. All the rats. What were they there for? They were there to, make sure that he doesn't get too cold.
Yeah.
While he's laying in the dirt.
Keep him company in his dirt.
In his coffin.
In his coffin. As it decaying. Yeah, so back in the in Germany, in the town, we got Aaron Taylor Johnson's Friedrich is keeping watch over Ellen during all this time, and Friedrich is kind of his best friend. He kind of plays the Quincy Morris role from Dracula. He's kind of that, or more Dr. Seward. He's more Dr. Seward ish, because the older doctor is like the universal Dr. Seward. But we get like this kind of,
he looks a little bit like a Quincy.
Yeah, he definitely has a look of like what the Quincy Morris character brought to the, except Quincy is more, adventurous, fun-loving, gun-shooting
cowboy
American. Yeah, he's a cowboy. But he's rich. He takes care of them financially because they need help, so he helps them with money, and he's going to watch over Ellen. Well, she starts having these visions, especially when Orlok's on the way, so they can't figure out what to do about it. So he and the doctor go and meet our other great character, Willem Dafoe's. I had to get his name right. It's Professor Albin Urbanhart von Franz, who is essentially Van Helsing. But guys, Willem Dafoe's fun in this.
Dude, I love this character. I love him playing this character. I love the dialogue that he had. Like, I can't take my eyes off of him either. Like,
he's the comedic relief in the movie. Yeah,
he steals the scenes.
He gets to be eccentric. He gets to say stuff that we're thinking, and also like there's some funny stuff in there that's kind of the time that's funny to us modern audiences. Like when he goes and examines her, and he's like, "Did you bleed her?" Yes, I bled her. Good. She had too much blood in her body. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like 17th century medicine was wild, guys.
Yeah.
19th century, I guess. 19th century is when this takes place in the 1800s. But that's hilarious shit.
I love his dwelling, like his little house. That's just like, he just looks like such an old wizard or something.
He does, yeah. He does. He's smoking his pipe. When they come to visit him, he's just wearing his nightcap, smoking his pipe.
Yeah, speaking Latin.
I missed the astrology.
Yes, I love that. I love it so much. That's like, the fun part. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then when he realizes who it is, and he goes and he's like, okay. So what's interesting is that he is an expert in the occult, but he's never experienced Nosferatu before. So it's not like he's an expert in vampirism or, Nosferatu. He is an expert in the old ways, essentially. So he's like, modern medicine is great, but for some of this stuff, we still need, the old ways. Like this is the way it is. And when my favorite is when he's talking about the demon, like she might be possessed, maybe by a demon, and he's like, I assure you, he means that metaphorically, and he's like, no, I mean by a demon. Like,
yeah.
That whole exchange is really funny. He's like, no, I mean by a demon. Look, I don't know where she got it. I don't know where he came from, but something's up,
Yeah, he's very wise for being eccentric.
Yes.
Like he does know that this isn't normal.
Right, and once he finds out after the plague spreads due to the rats brought by Orlok, basically after the spread of the plague and they're kind of investigating it, and he unlocks that from the weird what the hell's the name of the solicitor? What's his name in this movie? Shivers? Nope, that's the doctor. Herr Knock.
Yeah.
Herr Knock. Yeah. Is basically the Renfield character. So Herr Knock is like he has some pretty cool scenes, I think, right?
Oh, you must like it when he's naked in his room or whatever
it brought me back to the Dolph Lundgren Punisher is what
that's exactly what it was intended to do, Jamie.
Yeah. Robert Eggers is like, what'd be great here? Let's homage my favorite film, the forgotten direct-to-video Dolph Lundgren Punisher adaptation from the early 1989.
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean the scene where he bites the head off the bird is cool. And then when he bites the dude's neck is pretty cool too. He does a really great job too, that actor.
That guy has a great face for this movie, I think.
That's Simon McBurney. And he's really great in this. And then, guys, we also have to talk about how great Emma Corrin is. She's really good in this, too. She's good in everything. I love Emma Corrin. But as... they are great. Emma Corrin is in the new X-Men movie as well. Or the new Wolverine. She plays... they play the villain in... the X-Men or Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine.
Very cool.
But that character is kind of a thankless role because what she has to do in the movie is basically be a sounding board for both her husband to talk about, and then has to be a sounding board for Ellen to kind of project her mystical ways that we don't understand and she doesn't understand, and has to be scared at the appropriate times. So she kind of has to play, she kind of is like the Lucy character but in reverse, right? Because the dynamic of Lucy and Mina are kind of reversed in this. Whereas the generally Mina is reserved and Lucy is Lucy. It's kind of reversed in this.
Yeah.
So, but the way that her character goes through a lot, because first, after Orlok visits Ellen, and I want to talk about this thing in particular. The only the first time that they share the screen together, really, Orlok and Ellen, and they have this conversation in her dream. This is a great scene, right? It's very intense. She tells him how much she loathes him, but they're drawn to each other because of the darkness that's of the otherworldliness and the loneliness. And he's basically obsessed with her because it's what he can't have, but he needs to have her basically to commit to him. So he is like beyond attracted to her blood, but he can't take it without her consent, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to break her down so that she basically throws herself at him. So I think the dialogue in the scene is really good. I think and their performances are great because the tension's there, and he's so imposing and scary, and she's kind of standing toe to toe with him, like, you can go fuck yourself, essentially. And then he throws her down and tells her, "Well, you will. I'll give you 3 days," and gives her the 3 nights, including this one. And then when she wakes up from her dream, her best friend's being eaten by fucking plague rats.
Yep.
And then Derek, I know you got something to say about her death when she walks in and sees the Orlok with the kids.
Why? Because I always bring it up?
You always do.
No, the person I feel the most for this is freaking Aaron Taylor Johnson's character.
Yeah.
Because, man, yeah, his sacrifice in this movie, like, in total, is just, I mean, it would be unbearable. Because he literally loses his entire family and, like, pretty much his sanity.
Yeah, I mean,
at some point. So
she's with child as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So they're expecting, and they already have 2 daughters, and then Orlok comes in and drains them of their blood, and then kills her as well. And so he basically comes home to find his entire family gone. And meanwhile, like, they've been Thomas and Ellen have been kicked out of the house because she stands up to him. Ellen does, and basically says, I don't know why you don't like me because I'm different and I stand up to you. Because she's not like other women of the time. She's not the reserved, docile thing. She is free. She's her own person, and she is a romantic. She longs for the calling of the ocean. And so there's a great exchange between her and Thomas, where they have like their whole everything gets laid out on the table, and this is the scene where she gives like her best performance, where she like goes ape shit, and she's like, as she's talking, her hands start to kind of clench, and then she just goes in and she goes all down, and like her eyes fucking good. She goes full Undertaker. Her eyes real clear in the back of her head. She drools everywhere. What do you guys think of this scene?
Pretty intense.
It's so intense. It's so
banger.
Intense.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's almost just not fair, Like you feel for
both of them.
What's his face, and you feel for her, and because he didn't know that he was signing her away,
No, because he did it in his own. This is in my own language, my father's tongue, or whatever.
Yeah. Did you look at the writing on that thing? That is horrifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a translator.
Yeah, well, he was just like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's like he knew at the same time. He was like, I should not sign this, but I feel like that's the only way I'm gonna make it out of here alive.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I mean, he did make it out of there alive, but
yeah, but that's just because he fled and was able to escape. Yeah, so I think all that's good. And then what's interesting is the finale of this movie, the third act, because we get played as the audience if you're not paying attention. So, Willem Dafoe, Von Franz, Dr. Von Franz basically sees in the book the sacrifice of the woman, because he's obsessed with the blood. So he knows with last bit of crow's cock, he so he Cox Crow, he knows that basically he'll miss sunrise, and that's a surefire way to kill it. And because he doesn't know, he's like, there's all these other bits of legend, of things that can stop and hurt Nosferatu, but the only one that he knows for sure is missing the rise of the sun, not sleeping in his own earth. So he explains that to her, basically, as he's walking her to her, or as she's walking him to his house. And he kind of tells her, in another time you would be a great witch, basically, or an elder, and your powers would be like very well respected. He's like, but in these times, basically you have to hide it essentially, and basically gives her the blueprint of what she needs to do, and she understands exactly then. And we as the audience, if we were paying attention, should understand too. But we get misled into thinking that our heroes are going to go off on this quest to hunt down Orlok. The whole they gather everybody up. Aaron Taylor Johnson does not join them because he offs himself in the grave of his of his family because he can't stand it. So to make sure that they're not Nosferatu, they burn the place to the ground, and then they race to Orlok's chamber, and they find old Herr Knock laying in the coffin, and he's blabbing. I mean, Hutter stabs him, and he keeps blabbing about whatever the fuck he is, and basically Von Frost is like, shut the fuck up. Takes him a couple more times, and then that's when the shoe drops. Hutter figures it out. He was never going to be here. You knew he wasn't going to be. You led us away from him. And he's like, yes, because she has a destiny that she has to fulfill. And so he takes off. He and the doctor take off to try to get there in time while Von Franz burns. This is what I was talking about. Then he burns that place to the ground. And then we get that great shot of the fire rising as he's standing. Gives a manic performance. And then we get the final confrontation between Ellen and Orlok. And what do you guys think of the ending of this movie?
So good. So good.
It is, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to let him that close, but hey, you know what? I know she was sacrificing for so many.
She was, yeah. Yeah,
no,
it's a great ending because...
kind of...
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
It was kind of like a poetic ending, in a way. Like, she gave herself to keep him there, essentially, and convinced him to continue to lay with her until there was no way for him to really to leave. And so it's more like she intoxicated him to the point where he just lost track of time or what have you. But it was very poetic, the whole thing.
Yeah, what do you think, Lydia?
I love it. I love it so much that she is the one who is like you said, she's the one that's kind of in control of the situation. Like in the old Nosferatu movies, it just kind of he's the one in control. He his own selfishness kind of gets him killed by the sun eventually.
He's killed by his own hubris. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I think it's really, really genius that he decided to do it this way. That she is the one, making the decisions around here.
Yeah, and that way she's also not like a damsel. She's not, Hutter is not. So it used to be Hutter's trying to get to them to save her before this, and we're hoping that happens. And and they're just too late, and he dies from the sun because of this. In this one, it's her and von Franz's plan. Like, this is what they were going to do because she had to make the sacrifice to end the evil, and so she does. And knowing that she'll get to move on to the freedom and hopefully the light that she's wanting in life, or the afterlife, so to speak. And yes, she has to leave Thomas behind, but Thomas gets to live, and that's who she loves. So it's pretty cool, and I like the effect of him just kind of bleeding out and blah.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Yeah, and dying and being like an old wither skeleton while she just lay there. And then we get that shot of the sunrise and him holding the cat as we end. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's the ending. So, guys, that's Nosferatu. Anything that we missed that you wanted to talk about before we get into our rating?
Costume design.
Yeah,
we talked a lot about the visuals and the history and stuff, but the costume design in this movie is so fabulous.
Set design as well.
Yeah. Set design, lighting, all of it, all the shots, the cinematography. Yeah. But the costumes, though, the dresses she wears, the hats that they wear.
The hats are really
cool. Her hairline always gets me because I'm I know that that was hot back then. They were she is a supermodel because her hairline starts way back here and comes down
Yeah, they were into 5 heads back in the day.
Yeah, they were. For real. They genuinely were.
Give me those 5 heads. No, and then the hats, you make a good point, especially how it frames her face. It's like this, and we have this giant fucking thing. Queen Amidala style.
Accentuates that forehead.
Yeah. See the glow off that dome.
Yeah, and she looks stunning like that too. Yep. It's it's crazy how that works.
Because she's gorgeous anyway.
Doesn't
hurt.
Yeah. But I've seen a lot of people reacting to her hair and her style in this movie, and what the heck are they doing to her? Why is her hair like that? That's legit how it was back then.
That was peak. They saw her and they saw Sydney Sweeney. All right, Derek, what do you think?
So we saw this movie in the theaters, and I remember us, sitting in the truck and kind of giving our impressions, or I don't know if it was a non-spoiler, either way. So yeah, I mean, the movie was extraordinarily well cast, beautifully shot. It moved along. It's a 2-hour and 12-minute movie or something like that, and you're captivated pretty much the entire time. So there's no real fat in this movie. We gave it a 10 then, and I don't think that has changed in my mind. So, I mean, it's an excellent movie.
What do you think, Lydia?
I agree. I had so much fun when we went and saw this together. That was awesome. And that will always be such a cool memory. And watching it this time, I was this movie is so dang good. It's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Everything about it. I have no notes.
Yeah, I agree. It's great. I didn't know what I'd expect rewatching it. I didn't know if it was going to drop more for me, if I was going to be bored through it, because I was I know it's over 2 hours, and I was going to watch it kind of late, but no, I didn't have any of those issues either. It flies by. I mean, I've recommended this movie to several people. Some people were I didn't really get it, and I'm like, what? Okay, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it, but if you like Robert Eggers stuff and you like this kind of vampire stuff, and if you like gothic horror, especially stuff set in other times, period pieces, and this is, I think, Robert Eggers' most accessible movie. I think it's his most. This is the entry point, I think, because The Witch, as great as it is slow. and it builds the tension due to that slowness, but it is slow. The lighthouse is just not for some people.
Oh
Like
yeah,
just not for some people.
yeah.
And then the Northman is more of an action film. So this I think is his most accessible horror film, and I think it knocks it out of the park. I think it's gangbusters. I'm going to give it a 10 as well. It's a great movie. All right, guys. Now here comes the hard part.
Uh-oh.
We've got to Atkinize this movie. Who would we put the great Tom Atkins in this?
Oh man, I'm picturing that mustache.
He's a warlock.
Do we ever get a picture of Orlok's dad? Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
The Doctor is what I would say.
The Doctor, yeah, I was gonna say probably the Doctor, but I really love that actor so much.
Well, he's really good. He's really good, but I mean,
hate to replace him, but I do love Tom Atkins.
I mean, we can't replace any of the other people. We can't replace Nick Holt. We can't replace, Bill Skarsgård. We can't replace. I mean, maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I was gonna say maybe him also. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that like relationship being more of like going from like the school boys, they've been friends since school or whatever, to like a nephew, like uncle nephew.
Or I mean, because the rules are it's any era of Atkins, so it could be contemporary.
Yeah, that's true.
Contemporary. It could be a contemporary of his, and
that's true. It
would also make sense why his wife has 3 kids because she can't keep her hands off that.
True. She's like, I'm pregnant right now.
You just looked at me and it happened. All right, guys. So it's my turn to pick.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
And there's a couple of movies that are out that I want to see. That I was thinking about new movies. But we've been on like a string of new movies, right? We've done 4 straight new movies from all of the Fear Streets through to this one. So it's time, I think, for us to jump back into the Friday the 13th arena, and we're going to hit up Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives.
Nice.
Because, guys, Jason lives. We just talked about it tonight on the show. He's coming back, so we're going to will it more into existence by checking out Jason Lives. Last time we were in Camp Crystal Lake, we watched the dreadful Friday the 13th Part 5, which has some fun parts to it, but I think overall, what did we give that, Derek?
The last Friday the 3rd? Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Part 5, yeah, what did we give it? I know it wasn't, like, super high.
Part 5.
Tens.
It definitely was. It averaged a 5.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
With me giving it a 6, Lydia gave it a 4, and you gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I liked it the least.
You liked it the least.
Yeah,
this one is a complete 180, guys. I can't wait
board.
for us to talk about this. This is the rock and roll Jason. We're getting Jason being resurrected by lightning. We're getting an undead Jason. We're getting an Alice Cooper soundtrack. This shit's about to rip, guys, because we're going to do Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. Let's see where that's streaming. It is streaming, well, really nowhere. Google Play, Fandango at Home, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime. That's where you can pick this up. Or you could buy the Shout Factory box set, which is what I did. You never have to worry about where these things are streaming. You just pop it in your player and you're good to go. But next week, that is what we're doing. So, that's our show tonight. Be sure to comment down below on what you guys think of Nosferatu. Is it a 10? Are we out of our minds? Is it terrible and boring to you? Or did we go a little too hard and maybe it's like an 8? Just let us know in the comments what you think. Also, let us know what your thoughts are on future films we can pick. You can pick any film you want, as long as it's in the horror genre. And we might check it out. So drop it down below. If we haven't done it, we'll watch it. If we have not watched it. And if it's one we've done, we'll say, yeah, that's episode 13 of season 2. I don't know what episode that is. Probably Lumberjack Man or something. Right around that time frame. But comment down below. Also, visit us on Facebook at HiLa Productions. You can visit us online at HiLaProductions.com, where you'll get all of the news, including the status of Secret Admirer, the feature film we are in the process of making. So if you go to those places, you'll see the updates on that and what you can do to help. Also, at the end of this episode, like the end of every episode, we'll have the link to the opening scene of Secret Admirer. Check it out, give it a like, and share. Every bit helps. So, guys, until next week when we head back to Camp Crystal Lake, for Derek Lemaster and Lily Judy, I'm Jamie Hiles. Remember, if you're going to scream bloody movies.